Bo Nickal has captivated the MMA fan base around the globe ever since his professional debut in 2022 that resulted in a first-round knockout. He hasn't lost since. He looks incredible every time we see him, and many peg him to become a UFC champion over the course of the next 2 or 3 years. So, what makes Bo Nickal so special? Well, it stems from his wrestling background, a sport he began at age 5. He got so good so quickly, in fact, that he joined his high school's varsity team while still in 8th grade, placing second in states that year. He would also place second in states as a freshman, before winning state championships in each his 10th, 11th, and 12th grade seasons, becoming a 3-time UIL state champion. To go to 5 state championships and place in all 5 of them takes serious dedication and skill, and Bo Nickal had and has that in spades. As a junior in high school, Nickal also placed 5th at the Cadet World Championships. By the time his high school tenure was said and done, he had a record of 183-7 across 190 matches, including 131 pins, which is merely unheard of. Nickal committed to Penn State College to continue wrestling, going 33-2 throughout his freshman season en route to his match at the finals, which he ultimately lost 9-11, awarding him the silver medal at the NCAA Division I National Championships. However, much like his high school career, Nickal would go on to win the national championships his next 3 years straight, going 26-1 as a sophomore, 31-0 as a junior, and 30-0 as a senior. This improved Nickal's collegiate record to 120-3, where he also claimed 3 gold medals at the Big Ten Championships in 2016, 2018, and 2019, as well as a bronze in 2017. His first collegiate defeat came in his 19th match opposing Nate Jackson, who defeated him 6-7, who he would also go on to defeat later that year 4-3 en route to his silver medal at Nationals. Nickal's second and third collegiate defeats both come to Miles Martin, who he would ultimately go 7-2 against throughout his collegiate run, winning his first match with Martin 4-3, winning their second 11-5, pinning him in their third, losing to him 9-11 in their fourth, beating him 8-2 in their fifth, losing to him 4-6 in their sixth, beating him 10-2 in their seventh, 7-4 in their eighth, and pinning him in their ninth and final match together. During this time, Nickal also won the Nittany Lion Open, as well as the Southern Scuffle tournaments in 2016. Nickal also won the Keystone Classic in 2016 up at 184 pounds, 10 pounds above his competing weight prior, which was 174, a tournament he pinned all 6 opponents in. He won the Keystone Classic and Southern Scuffle tournaments again in 2017 at 184 pounds, before going on to win them both once again up at 197 pounds in 2018 and 2019. Over the course of his 123-match collegiate career, Nickal achieved 59 pins and 15 tech falls. Nickal also has a senior freestyle record of 28-10, where he won the U.S. National Championships, going 5-0 at the tournament with 2 pins and 3 tech falls, while scoring his opponents 37-7 across those 5 matches. He finished in second at the U.S. World Team Trials. He placed first at the U.S. U23 World Team Trials, going on to win the U23 World Championships in 2019. For those of you that don't know, the U23 World Championships are world championship tournaments for athletes under the age of 23. And a tech fall happens when a wrestler scores more than 15 points against his opponent. Nickal's last wrestling tournament came in 2020, where he placed second at the U.S. Olympic Team Trials, losing to David Taylor. Taylor is an Olympic gold medalist, a 3-time World Championships gold medalist, a 1-time World Championships silver medalist. He's got each 1 gold and 1 silver medal at the World Cup. He's a 3-time Pan American Championships gold medalist, and he's a 2-time NCAA Division I National Championships gold medalist, as well as a 2-time D1 National Championships runner-up. During his collegiate run, Nickal defeated the likes of Miles Martin, who placed 3 years at the D1 National Championships, winning at one of them, Gabe Dean, who placed all 4 years at the D1 National Championships, winning at 2 of those years, Dean of which also won a gold medal at the U.S. National Championships in 2020, and Colin Moore, a 2-time D1 National Championships placer that also won the U.S. National Championships in 2020, placed second at the U23 World Championships in 2018, and won the World Cup in 2022. Then as a senior freestyle competitor, Nickal defeated the likes of Pat Downey via tech fall, a Junior World Championship silver medalist, U.S. National Championships gold medalist, and NJCAA, or Junior College Nationals gold medalist. This was followed up by a win over Michael Macchiavallo, a D1 national champion and Pan American Championships gold medalist, going 3-0 against him, tech falling him twice and defeating him 5-0 in the other. U23 World Championships gold medalist Shamil Zurbairov, 9-1. World Championships and World Cup silver medalist Baturbek Sakulov via tech fall. fellow three-time D1 national champion and U.S. National Championships gold medalist Alex Dreiringer, and two-time D1 national champion and World Cup gold medalist Zahid Valencia, who he beat 12-5. Of his 28 senior freestyle wins, Nickal tech-falled 15 of them and pinned 3. And though 28-10 isn't a record that jumps off the page like his 120-3 collegiate run, Sarah McMahon, for instance, an Olympic silver medalist in the same sport, had a senior freestyle record of 13-10. Nickal's highest achievement in freestyle wrestling probably came in his U23 World Championships performances, where he went 4-0 at the tournament with 2 tech falls, 1 pin, and 1 win where he outscored his opponent 9-1. He was just unstoppable at that Open, not to mention his 4-time All-American status at Penn State with 4 total national championships to his name. Nickal then started competing in grappling tournaments, losing to Gordon Ryan in 2019 in his first ever match, before trying his hand at MMA just under 2 years later. Nickal made his amateur debut in September of 2021 against 1-0 opponent David Conley, who he submitted with an arm triangle choke at 2:02 of round 1. This was followed up by another amateur bout, this one coming against 2-2 Billy Goudet, who he knocked out 56 seconds into round 1 in November of that same year. Next came his pro debut in June of 2022, where he KO'd fellow debutante John Nolan, who went 6-3 as an amateur in just 33 seconds. This was the fight that really introduced Bo Nickal to MMA fans. This was followed up by his first Contender Series appearance 2 months later in August of 2022, where he submitted 3-0 Zach Borrego in 62 seconds with a rear naked choke. Nickal then fought 7-1 Donovan Beard that next month in September, submitting him with a triangle choke in 52 seconds. Following his second straight Contender Series win, Nickal was awarded a UFC contract, where he made his promotional debut on March 4, 2023 at UFC 285. Nickal fought Jamie Pickett on that night, a 6-fight UFC veteran that came into the bout with a record of 13-8. Certainly not the best fighter in the world, but when you combine his 7-3 run as an amateur to his then 21-fight pro career, he was 6 times more experienced than Nickal going in, with a total of 31 mixed martial arts fights to Nickal's 5. Nickal, however, secured an early takedown and sunk in an arm triangle choke, eventually getting the tap at 2:54 of the opening round. The tap didn't come right away. Nickal had a time getting the right angle on it, but he succeeded in securing the submission and ultimately improved to 4-0 as a professional. Next came Nickal's sophomore effort with the promotion, where he was originally slated to face 4-2 Tough 29 finalist Trishan Gore on July 8, 2023 at UFC 290. Gore was, however, forced from the bout with an injury and replaced by promotional newcomer Val Woodburn, who came into the bout with a record of 7-0, 5 of those wins coming by knockout. Nickal KO'd Woodburn stiff 38 seconds into the contest, improving into 5-0 as a professional with 5 finishes, where he currently sits today ahead of his UFC 300 clash with Cody Brundage. Brundage is 10-5 as a professional, though he's better than his record states, and he's better than most people give him credit for. It is, however, good to see the UFC taking their time to really build Nickal up and not just throw him to the wolves right out of the gate. Standing 6'1 with a 75-inch reach, Nickal is a reasonably sized, ridiculously strong and dense middleweight with all the potential in the world, and he's perhaps the greatest wrestler that division has ever seen. If not, he's the clear number 2. When we have talents like Yoel Romero, Chris Weidman, Dan Henderson, Chael Sonnen, and Khamzat Chimaev having competed or currently competing at 185 pounds in the UFC, that's really saying something. Many of us wanted to see Olympic gold medalist Jordan Burroughs compete in MMA, as he teased the idea for a while there, but Bo Nickal is the next best thing, and it's incredibly exciting to see him grow in a sport that's relatively new to him. So let's do a little recap of Bo Nickal's one-on-one career. He was a 2-time silver medalist at his high school state championships. He was a 3-time high school state champion, taking home the gold medal in his final 3 years in high school. He won 123 in college, only losing to 2 people he would later avenge those defeats to. He's a D1 National Championship silver medalist. He's a 3-time D1 National Championships gold medalist, a 3-time Big Ten Conference Championships gold medalist, and 1-time Big Ten Championships bronze medalist. He's a U.S. National Championships gold medalist, a U.S. Olympic Team Trials silver medalist, and also a U23 World Championships gold medalist. What's more, in those 3 matches he lost in college, not only did he later avenge those losses, but he only lost by 1 point in one of them and 2 points in the other 2. Then we have his MMA career, where across 7 total bouts he's gone 7-0 with 7 first-round finishes, including 3 knockouts and 4 submissions. As it stands right now, his resume is one of the greatest in athletic history. He had a top 25, top 30 NCAA career ever, and he's looked dominant as he possibly could thus far into his 5-fight pro MMA career. What kind of success do you see 28-year-old Bo Nickal having by the time his career is said and done? If you made it this far, I'd like to thank you for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to check out my other three on Dricus du Plessis, Magomed Ankalaev, and Shavkat Rakhmonov. Please like and subscribe if you'd like to see more of them. I'll be back with another soon.